good, family? Thank you for tuning in to the newest episode of Grits in the City podcast, better known as Girls Raised in the South and the City. I'm your girl, Drea G.
I'm Tasha, also known as the Black Rogue.
And we are the Grits. What's going on, girl?
Nothing much. This week already been long, man. Colonizers been trying me on the train.
Yeah, you know what? I don't have that daily and weekly commute no more. Sometimes I miss that. Sometimes I miss that fuckery, that excitement. You know,
that
to let
shit
you
ain't
know.
Excitement, because I be ready to pop off. I be ready to choke their asses.
Whether it's the kids coming on the train doing break dances and selling their snacks, or it's the homeless people or the panhandlers, you know, giving their spiel. No, because every time I get on the train, I hear it. So I don't miss my weekly commute, but you know, it keeps things interesting. That's how you know where you are.
Man, I don't even know.
I mean, but I'm okay. I still got people that accost me or ask me for money when I'm walking down the street of my block, so it's all good.
Yeah, you know, matter of fact, like on my block, it's this guy that is on the corner. He don't ask for no money. Like, he been on this corner, like, I guess for I don't know how many years, like rain, snow, hot, cold, and he just stays on the corner. It's kind of scary.
Yeah, that's New York. Hey.
But anyway, let's bring it up to our
Pour it up
segment. So basically, our pour it up segment is whatever we want to toast to, that whatever we appreciate for the week, or we just think that he or she is doing a great job, or whatever's popping, let's pour it up. So you got anything you want to pour it up?
You know what? This week, okay, y'all. So I caught on late, but I binge watched the hell out of Game of Thrones like 2 years ago, and now I'm so geeked. I mean, I had to get an HBO subscription, like literally.
Lord. Is that expensive?
It's more than what I was paying, and more than what I would like.
You can get it for like a week, or
no,
a month, or
I'm gonna get it.
Year.
I'm gonna get it for the length of these 6 episodes that Game of Thrones is dangling to its audience members. So yeah,
damn, you addicted.
I am, yo, and that's because they made us wait like 2 damn years before this new season.
For real?
And then they got the nerve to have only 6 seasons. You know, the first season was like at least 13 episodes. Like, yeah, we being real gypped. And okay, so today, when you guys hear this episode, we're only 2 episodes in. So when this drops, the 3rd episode will be done dropped, and that's what I'm really looking forward to, because the 1 and the 2 episode, it's just been, you know, quiet before the storm.
It's just been some shit.
It's been that slow build up. I mean, we learned that Jon Snow and Daenerys, you know, they
cousins.
No, they're not cousins.
They
nephew and their
that's
aunt.
some white people shit. They incest.
But you
not
know,
us.
Xerxes and Kingslayer, they're actually twins.
Wait. Who twins?
Xerxes.
Who the fuck is Xerxes?
The one that sits on the Iron Throne right now.
Who the fuck sits on the Iron Throne?
The queen.
What queen?
Bitch, the one that's not Daenerys.
Wait, the one that's in King's Landing?
Yes.
Oh, she twins with Jamie?
Yes.
Oh, fuck, that's nasty.
But, right.
Just like that little girl, too, that little bitch. I thought she was 14 years old, and she was up there fucking on the show. She asked that man to pull out his penis, basically.
That was a little bit uncomfortable.
I was uncomfortable
Ari did tell that nigga to strip.
I was watching this. I felt so uncomfortable.
Like, okay.
It reminded me when, you know, you was in young, and I think in high school when the R. Kelly tape came out. I was like, I ain't trying to be no pedophile. I can't be looking at this shit.
I didn't feel right about watching it either, because I was like.
And then she showed a side boob, and then everybody was telling me, oh, she like 18, 19, 20 now. I'm like, nah.
Right. I mean,
she look like she young.
The show been on for like 10, 12 years. So
she still like she 12?
Yeah, she still looks like a little girl.
White don't crack.
But you know what? I'm hoping, you know, I know that everybody is, you know, has their own ending in mind. But I'm hoping that Jon and Daenerys, I'm hoping
I don't fuck with her ass. She kind of rude.
That's what people have been saying.
She a boss bitch.
Yeah,
but she
man.
rude as fuck. I don't fuck with her.
Listen, when you it ain't
He
no
need a black
it ain't
queen.
no room for
He
being
need
nice.
a black queen. He need that little curly hair black girl. That's who he need.
She got
She
her.
up there.
She
Her
with the, she
nigga
with
don't
the,
have no penis.
She
and
with
shit.
the eunuch.
She don't even be with that nigga. He don't have no penis.
He castrated.
She'll be with his ass.
Yeah, but I mean, he seems like a good kisser. He seems like he be.
He gotta be a good kisser. He don't have no penis.
He must be going ham on the box.
Oh, he probably.
I mean something. But yeah. But I'm hoping that Jon Snow and Daenerys, they can make it work. But I already know that this upcoming episode, which will have aired by the time this drops, I already know half the people that we saw
gonna die.
They're gonna be dead, man. Damn.
But speaking of dead, what you know that is not dead is the WNBA, y'all. That is gonna be my pour up for the week. Okay. The WNBA, y'all, is rising. Just recently I was looking at Girls Talk Sports TV on Instagram. Check them out. They some lovely ladies. And they posted about CBS TV is going to work with the WNBA to showcase 40 games. And I think that's amazing because the WNBA recently, over the past couple of years, they were having a lot of trouble with publicity and getting airtime. And, because people these days, they're not like really into the WNBA like that, like compared to when the WNBA first launched. So I'm just proud, I'm proud that these women just deal with a CBS and I just support them. So that's what's up.
That's what's up. Okay, so let's toast it up.
All righty.
Cheers.
Cheers.
So this is going to bring us to our G-Code segment of the week. And this is where we're really just kind of putting other people on game, just dropping gems about our journey and just things that we've learned, things that we want to just give you in parting. So today's G-Code rule is F you, pay me.
Okay, all right.
And what that means, let me break it down. So don't be afraid to request your true value and worth here, like for real. Like whether it's a job, whether it's a relationship in your life, make sure that you're being paid what you're owed, what your value is. Closed mouths don't get fed. And I feel like here, specifically, dog, people get roped into shit all the time. Like, I just don't understand. Like, we were talking about this last episode. How the fuck, New York City, how is it so many people eager to be interns and do all this, that, and the third? I'm like, yo, like, we got to start demanding, like, what we're worth because otherwise, these niggas is not going to pay us. Like, people going to be constantly getting over on us.
That ass, you better demand more from your sugar daddies. Yeah. New York expensive and shit.
Tell them, fuck
know
you,
your
pay
worth.
me.
Know your worth, shit.
Right. And don't give too much away. You know what I'm saying?
This sound a little personal.
No.
This G-Code segment. You been going through it, girl? You been going through it?
You know what? Yes. I've been there. I remember like when I was freelancing and I was writing for all these people and like waiting on my damn money. Like, nah, you gotta stop. Like, you can't be nice with these people. Like, this New York City. So
you pull up.
Yeah, man, you gotta boss up on them
pull up at the corporate office and shit. Tell them to pay your ass.
Yeah, fuck that. Pay me. Shit, I got bills. Don't let anybody undervalue you. If you know you bringing something to the table, don't be mealy mouth. Don't be closed mouth. Ask for what you want.
Right.
And on that note, this brings us to our Southern Sound Off for the week. So this week, Southern Sound Off is our main segment. And this is where, us Southern girls are sharing our perspectives on a particular topic or subject matter. So for the topic this week, it's just been so much craziness in the news.
Right.
I feel like more and more over the last couple of years, we've been hearing it more and more, especially as, women are becoming breadwinners. Women are calling the shots in their households. Just people like women we're just doing the damn thing where we are. But
I'm not. I'm trying though.
We getting there, baby. Little baby, it's a process. Just keep grinding, okay? Let's keep grinding. All right. So the topic for this week is recognizing the signs of crazy, deranged men. And what are some of the top warning signs? Like recognize, being able to recognize that you're in a situation. You could potentially become a statistic. And, what do you need to do to get yourself up out of this situation?
That's some deep shit. Because, in New York, sometimes you don't know who's crazy.
No, because you don't.
Like in New York City, we got these homeless people. They be out there with nice-ass kicks and shit and nice-ass clothes. You don't know that. Next thing you know, you sitting on the train. They sitting next to you. They talking to their damn self.
Yeah. And
you don't know that they crazy.
Listen, I just be people watching. I just be peeping like, yeah, that nigga is crazy. Like, I just see it. Some people just read crazy,
Because New Yorkers, shit, all them can dress. These New York men can dress. I get their asses that. Shit, you don't know who crazy.
It's a big city. And I will say, especially in big cities like this, mental illness be a real issue. Like, it's just so much going on in the city. You never know. So, I mean, I don't know what your experiences have been like, but I mean, from seeing all this stuff in the news from Wendy Williams, for example, she was with her man for 20 plus years. Now, I know she know this nigga been crazy.
Yeah.
Been crazy.
She was doing drugs with his ass. She probably didn't know. Her vision was probably blurred.
Yeah.
All that shit.
But there are warning signs, leading up to that. Obviously, she just wasn't in her right mind.
That was the warning sign, the drugs, girl.
The drugs, probably whatever physical abuse she endured.
Wait, he beat her ass?
I wouldn't put it past. He been doing all this other crazy shit. You know what I'm saying? She been wearing a smile. She been coming to work. She passing out on TV.
Oh, Lord.
All this,
he wasn't feeding her ass. Lord Jesus.
I don't know, but she wasn't being treated right. So, just even with that, noticing the signs and being strong enough to, withdraw from that situation.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah. But for example, so they was together for 20 years, child. And now we're hearing all this nonsense. He's over here. He's got a mistress. Old girl just had a baby.
That's true.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a damn shame. Old girl should be ashamed of herself.
Child.
He don't even have no money like that. She gonna fuck him. He don't have no money.
Right. Well.
She have a baby by a man. That's like the girl that had the baby by Matthew Knowles. That's a damn shame.
Child.
You fuck Jay-Z, not Matthew Knowles.
Right.
Okay?
right.
Shit.
Don't fuck with the middleman. Fuck with the man
balls,
if you are.
She should have been fucking Wendy Williams.
Always fuck with the balls, right?
That's who she should have been fucking.
Right.
Fuck the husband that don't have no money.
Exactly.
No, I'm fucking
Man,
Wendy Williams.
Forget that nigga. Right. Wendy Williams. That's like Candy too. Candy, if Todd ever leave you, if he ain't acting right, I got you. I'ma treat you right.
Women, girl. Shit.
She do. And that's why this message is for her. I got you, girl. I'm gonna take care of you. Take care of your feelings. Anyway, but yeah, so they were together for 20 plus years. They done built this empire together. She had him. He's getting producer credits for her show.
That's
all this, that, and the third.
He didn't do shit, probably.
And now she's flipping all this shit on him.
Good.
She getting Ferraris or Lamborghinis that he had gifted to his mistress.
She getting them back.
She getting repoed.
She's smart.
She getting a repo. She like, no, not on my dime. But what I read the other day was like the craziest thing. TMZ was reporting on it. They were saying that Wendy's neighbors did a welfare check on her because they were insinuating that dude was poisoning her.
Oh Lord,
and
Jesus.
It wouldn't be far-fetched. I mean, he done did all this other stuff, so literally, like, why wouldn't this be the next step in his mind? Like,
that's a lifetime shit. He trying to get the insurance money, girl.
Yeah.
Lord,
yeah,
Jesus.
yeah.
Protect her.
Right. So, from situations from like Wendy Williams to even like other stories that we've heard recently, just over the last couple of months. Now, listen, we're just talking about stories. We don't know if these are 100% factual, but just things that we've heard, you know, in the pipeline. Like, for example, Justine Skye and that up and coming, you know, young rapper that she's dealing with that's, you know, from New York City as well.
Oh, Lord. You
Sheck
just put New Yorkers on blast like they abusive.
I don't know about that. You know, Wendy Williams and her man, I think they from Jersey, so it's a little bit different.
Same thing.
They may have a problem with you saying that.
Mm.
But even with that, you know, Justine Skye was coming to the forefront and being like, you know, no, you did abuse me. And it looks like they were going back and forth. But what we did see online was some footage of him, like, it looks like he was jumping over her gate. Where she lived in California.
Crazy.
And I'm guessing this was after she threw his stuff out of her house, from what I recall from the reports.
So why was he jumping her gate for?
To get to her. I guess he was pissed off behind it. He was trying to talk to her. And obviously it translated and transpired into something different.
My homegirl did some crazy shit like that. Well, she's not really a homegirl. She's a girl that, you know, I know from Facebook. You know, she's like my Facebook friend. But her ass was, she went to a guy's house. She didn't jump the fence, but she was looking through his window, like one of his windows, dead ass, like one of his back windows. And he didn't know, like, you know, and then the neighbors caught her. And they didn't call the police. They some real ass niggas. They told him no. So that's how she got caught.
Well, at least they looking out for her, looking out for him. But yeah, I'm not down with all that crazy shit.
Women crazy too.
They know. Oh, believe me, I know women are crazy.
You look at yourself like I play.
No, you know what? Actually, I know women are very crazy. I was my parents. I was raised by my father. My parents split up, like, you know, right after I was born. So no, I know how crazy women can be. My dad, he had them on lock. So I saw all sorts of crazy shit. Lord, and because I saw crazy shit, I always vowed that I wouldn't necessarily be like that.
That's good.
Right. Because of how I saw how those situations played off, I was like, nah, I don't want to give nobody that much power over me ever. You know what I'm saying? I know love will make you do some crazy things, but I don't want to be getting beside myself.
You think it was love that made Fabulous fucked up Emily?
Well,
Emily's
all
teeth?
this stuff is allegedly, and I just, even with that, I just shake my head because, like, anybody that knows me knows that I love me some Fab. You know what I'm saying? He was one of, like, my favorite artists, but to me that really tarnished my view of him a little bit, regardless of, you know, if that was 100% factual. It's just a mere fact that something even came out suggesting that, you know, and seeing what type of lady Emily B is. She seems like a quiet, nice woman. You know what I'm saying?
She quiet girl.
Right. Not to say that she's perfect, but, you know, that disturbed me because I had so much respect for him, and you could tell that he has a lot of sense. And, you know, he got 2 sons and a stepdaughter. So it's just like, you know, you would hope not. But that, you know, a lot of us women that haven't been through no crazy shit like that, where we were physically abused, we always feel like, well, that could never happen to me. I'm sure Justine Skye said it too, but it's just like, okay, so throwing out these examples, what are some of the warning signs to be able to spot this type of behavior? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, there were some warning signs along the way that indicated to each of these women that, you know what, you're not in good hands. So what are some, like, have you ever dealt with, like, situations for you with, like, controlling men or certain circumstances, Tasha?
Yes. My life is a little crazy, y'all. So don't judge me. Don't judge me. It's not like
Tasha stay in some crazy shit.
I'm not crazy. They crazy.
That's
I don't
debatable.
know what the fuck it is.
I think it's half and half.
I always have a story. I don't
Men
know why.
love crazy though. They
do. They dead ass do. They be bored and shit.
They love crazy. You know what they say about crazy girls?
What? They got good vagina. But you know, I had this. I was dating this guy from New York. He was from Brooklyn. And like I met him and he was drunk. We was at a bar and he showed me a picture of him throwing his penis in a circle.
Oh.
It was love at first sight.
That's all
it
he
was
had
love
to,
at first sight.
That's all
anyway,
he had to do was show you a dick pic of him throwing it in a circle.
Like, honestly, dead ass. I curved his
Tasha,
ass.
you know how many big dicks it is out there? It's
but
a
he
lot.
was throwing that shit in a circle.
It's a lot of them.
Have you seen a penis thrown in a circle?
Nah, but I don't know if I want to see my man throwing his dick in a circle.
Instead of throwing that ass in a circle, he was throwing that penis in a circle. It was a beautiful thing. But anyway, I curved his ass.
Right.
Because I'm a lady, okay? I'm classy as fuck, okay?
As
so,
fuck.
like, I kept seeing him. And then his home girl, she was like, give him a chance. He was drunk. It was his birthday, yada, yada, yada.
Oh.
So I'm like, okay, I'll give him another chance. Y'all, this man was crazy as fuck. This man will literally be on my Snapchat telling me what I can wear, what I cannot wear, and we didn't even go on a date yet. So I'm like, sir.
So right here for you, this is important. Knowing the warning signs.
Crazy as
when
fuck.
You start peeping crazy shit, it's like, my nigga, you're not even my man. I need you to calm down, Wody.
He was
calm
on some
down.
New shit. And he was like, and then he started saying, he was like, oh, you just want attention. And I'm like, nigga, I like looking good, shit.
Right, for myself. Is that a bad thing?
Right. And then he was just like, oh, you must think you all that. You ain't all that, bitch. Okay, that's how I knew he was like,
so he's starting to belittle you.
Belittle me. He'll probably be the type of man like in a Lifetime movie. Like, you know, make me feel like I'm not shit. Like, really fuck me up.
Right.
And then
have your self-esteem in shambles.
This nigga was crazy as fuck. So then, like, I literally was sick. I had a cold. And this nigga hit me up and I couldn't hit him up because I was sick. And this nigga, like, I told him I was sick, like, 2 days later, and he went off on me.
Yeah.
He was like, fuck you, all this shit. Yeah.
That's the type of nigga that'll go upside your head. No.
And dead ass, this was a sign, y'all. If a man has physically got tons of altercations, that means he'll probably hit your ass.
Yes.
Because his ass got in, he beat up 2 of his bosses prior. He was telling me like it was normal and shit. He was like, yeah, my last boss was rude, so I punched him in the face. And I was like, nigga, this is not normal.
So this is how you deal with your problems as an adult?
And then lastly, I'm not trying to hate. You know, I'm not trying to judge you foster care people because I got cousins. I got a lot of family members that was in the foster care system. But he kept hating on the fact that I had parents. And then he told me, oh, yeah, he was in a foster care system. And all I saw was The Orphan, the movie Orphan. I was like, Lord, this nigga probably 45 years old, Lord Jesus. He probably just going to try to kill my ass.
The girl in Orphan suffer from, like, dwarfism, supposedly.
Oh, okay. Shit, this nigga he was
stupid.
tall. He was so fine, but crazy as fuck.
And that's how it be.
Shit.
But you have to recognize them signs.
Some signs.
And when you start seeing them red flags, he was like, you fine and all, but
I ain't about to get my ass beat for nobody.
I'm never having to duck. Like, I'm never doing that. Because I'm going to have to put my daddy and my brothers in your life.
Everybody would got fucked up.
You don't want that.
I ain't no Emily B up in this bitch.
Nah,
shit,
none of that.
I have my whole family. My whole family from Florida. I make one call.
You know, it's all the Florida men.
Shit, my life been crazy, y'all.
You know what? I haven't myself. I feel like I've tried to filter out a lot of that, but you know, sometimes you just can't help but attract crazy. But I will say, like, when I first moved to New York City and I was, you know, a young lass and I was real, like, wet behind my ears, and that's when I didn't know how to peep game. But I first encountered a situation which, if I probably would have allowed myself to go further into it, it probably would have been nothing but bad. This nigga was crazy though.
Oh Lord.
So if a nigga is a habitual or a pathological liar, these are warning signs. And I didn't have enough experience at this time, but I learned that this nigga was married. I didn't know that off top. You know what I'm saying? But nigga was lying so good from the moment I met him. You know, I mean, I wouldn't have known. And I distinctly remember when I was involved with this guy, this man, he was telling me, and I thought it was cute to a degree. He was like, oh, I don't want you, like, he didn't want me hanging out with my male coworkers.
Oh, his ass.
Those are warning signs.
He's insecure.
He didn't want me hanging out with the dudes I work with. I'm not trying to sleep with them. I'm not trying to get him no play. Why can't I go to an after work mixer? So that type of stuff. So if you got a partner that's trying to isolate you, and whether they trying to block you from your other friends, whether they separating you from your family, like those are issues. You know what I'm saying? Like you never want to be in a situation. And I don't even understand how people even allow this in relationships. I feel like some of the healthiest relationships are when you two can come together as a union, but you still have your own social life. You still have your own friends. Yeah. That's the best, because that's the best balance. Because who wants to be in a relationship and just be solely so into each other that you know that's not healthy.
It's not to me. I don't know, girl.
But everybody is.
I ain't married.
Right.
I'm a man, so I don't know.
Well, I'm not married. And I mean, to each his own. People like different things. But, you know, we think that, I feel like I've had friends where we think that that's attractive to a degree. It's like, oh, my man don't want me, da 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 da. That it's not cute. It's not. And I think that we have to like
that
learn
jealousy. They think jealousy is attractive. That shit ain't shit.
And we think that's like when they tell us like, oh, like if you're in a situation where your man is like, you know, baby, I'm sorry. Like I just get so worked up. Like, you know, I just love you so much. No, that nigga is crazy.
He love you that much.
No, it don't have nothing to do with love. Love is not possessive like that. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Love is not possessive like that. So if somebody is like, oh, well, because I don't want to never have that much control over my man to where he is emotional like a bitch and he is getting beside himself.
Girl,
that's a woman's role.
Shit, he must really like your ass for all that shit.
No, but basically, you know, saying that. But no, I've seen other friends go through it.
Another sign to me is, you know, if people have service dogs, I don't care what nobody say. You know, I understand that people go to therapy and shit. And you know what I mean? Let people heal first before you just jump into relationships with people. Because True. I was dating this one man and he had a service dog. He was a wounded warrior.
He probably shouldn't have been trying to date you at that point.
You know, I don't know. Maybe he was thinking about them benefits.
And you probably shouldn't have been trying to nurse him back to health, Tasha.
He probably was thinking about them, you know,
you got
the
these big old breasts.
You married
and you just...
Maybe he was thinking about those military benefits. I heard like if you marry somebody and you're in the military, you get more money. I don't know what he thought, but
that's a win-win for y'all both.
And like the crazy thing is, like I was with, you know, it was me, my cousin, his homeboy. We were supposed to meet up for a date. And I was like, where your homeboy at? Where's my date at? He was like, oh, he had to comfort his dog. I was like, what the fuck? It was a crazy situation. Like this man liked the dog more than he liked my ass. And a nigga was like kind of rude to me and nice to the fucking dog. That's why you can't be fucking with people.
Because you weren't a good, obedient bitch.
Oh, that's deep.
Female dog.
That's deep. That's deep. Don't be fucking with them wounded warriors, y'all. Shit. Let them heal first.
They need love too.
Let them heal first.
He needed to handle his PTSD before he was free to involve somebody else. Right. I will say another even red flag for me when I was dealing with that situation, I was so young. So aside from them trying to isolate you from your people and stuff like that, just another red flag that I picked up. And it doesn't necessarily have anything to do with being emotionally, verbally or physical abusive. But I was so young that I couldn't read between the lines. This nigga was never available when I needed him. If somebody is not available to you he hoeing or he's already taken.
Well, he on drugs.
And or that. But this guy, he was already taken. And like I said, I didn't know until his wife called me and was like, what's good? And I'm like, huh? But, you know, just those signs. But, you know, if somebody's doing all that, you already know. It's like, it's not all together. And like I said, things that we think that are attractive, it's like, oh, no, he just doesn't want to share me. Like, no, that's not healthy. Like,
this is so much. There's so many people like, also like, you know, we touched on insecure men. I just feel like you got to watch out for them too.
Yeah.
Like men that, like I had a situation where I was up there talking to a nerd and I don't really fuck with nerds like that. Like, you know, I fuck with them, but a lot of nerds are insecure. Like, they be like, oh, women don't want us, and that's not fucking true. But this nigga thought I was going to use him and take the money that he has. And he don't even have money like that. But he kept thinking, he was like, I can't take you to my Pokemon tournament because other people going to look at you at the tournament.
You got a whole...
and try to talk to you.
So,
you just using me.
Right, like you don't have a whole master's degree in your own
he knew, but
pedigree.
I'm broke. It don't mean shit. I'm broke. But anyway,
I know, baby.
I was going to use him. And that comes to, and you know, the thing is, a lot of men out here are the actual users. Some women are too, but like you got to be aware of people that want to use you. You know, for your money, like in New York City, we talked about this last week about, you know, how you got your own place. And a lot of New York men, like they see you got your own place because they're living at home with their mama and daddies and shit.
Or
so
niggas with roommates
with you.
Think that, like, no.
You got to watch out. Just like Wendy Williams, man. He was a user. He used her ass.
Yeah, man.
Cheating on her. But yet, she giving him all these fucking credits and all this fucking money.
Right.
Got to watch out for that shit.
Right. You got to watch how much you're investing into somebody and see what are they investing into me, you know.
Right.
Can I withdraw out of them? You know, if I'm making deposits, can I withdraw the same, like, are they good for it? You know, the same way it is for me. All right. Another red flag. And I have dealt with this, you know, these alpha males. You know, it's good to be strong and assertive. You know, I like that shit. You know what I'm saying? I love me a confident man that knows how to call the shots. But I don't want a confident man that's like berating me or like those are red signs. Like if you can't vocalize like your emotions or how you feel, like, you know what I'm saying, like in a calm way, like if you gotta shout or if you gotta yell at me to get your point across, if you gotta like dig at me to make me feel what, like, those are red signs. Like, I don't, like, you don't need to yell at me. Like, you don't need to talk down to me. You don't need to talk down crazy to me. You don't need to call me things. Like, those are, like, signs.
Man, a man call you a bitch before or something?
Nah, he ain't called me no bitch.
He just yelled at you?
Yep. And that was enough. That's enough because this is the thing. You know, it's interesting.
But you know, New Yorkers are natural yellers.
No, but
when
see,
they be talking and
right,
shit.
but see, it's interesting what we think. And I've seen this play out too. You know, women are like, oh, you know, they got into an altercation. Maybe he shoved her or he was yelling. That's not kosher. That's not acceptable. Ain't no nigga gonna be yoking me up. He ain't gonna be pushing me around. You ain't gonna be yelling at me, making me feel inferior to you. Those are all signs of abuse. A person does not have to physically put their hands on you for it to be abuse.
Because, you know, in New York, the men are very passionate. They kind of yell when they speaking. Like, they be like, yeah, son, blah, blah, blah.
But I'm going to say this too, Tosh, because it's not just New York men. I've seen men in the South do the same thing.
Be passionate?
Yeah, man. I mean, yeah, I've seen men in the South do all sorts of shit. Don't think because, you know, it's the South, like, men in the South, they still yoke chicks up too.
I mean, I'm not saying about
they
the yoking shit, but I'm just saying that, you know, New Yorkers are passionate. Maybe it's not yelling. Maybe they just passionate about the subject at hand. That's all I'm saying.
No, we could talk in our inside voices. But my thing is, we have to remember too, like, some of this is not normal stuff. Like, sometimes we come from, you know, broken environments, or what we have as reference points. They're not right. They're not accurate. We ain't seen it right. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're black, a lot of times, like, you, for example, your parents are still together. And not to say that you haven't seen anything or, you know, nothing ever popped off between them. But, you know, I come from, you know, my parents were split up. You know, people that come from broken homes are, it could be a little bit different. Just saying that we all see different examples. And just because we see this particular example, it doesn't make it right. So I think that sometimes we even get, we even become numb.
Numb to like people trying us and abuse because we so used to it.
Yeah, because we don't really recognize that these are behaviors that we shouldn't be accepting. Like, a person does not have to put their hands on you to be in the wrong and be physically abusive. You could berate somebody with the way that you're talking to them. Like you, like it. There are so many forms of abuse. So yeah. So just because what we see, in our everyday to day or how we grew up, doesn't mean that it's right. You know what I'm saying?
Well, guys, this is gonna bring us to our segment, Bless Your Heart. So basically this segment is to wherever we feel that is a hot mess or whatever we don't like or whatever, like people that we feel that we need to pray for. In the South, we say bless your heart. So I'm blessing my heart too. This week is to all the fucking colonizers in DC that's been using Howard's yard as a fucking dog park.
That's a damn shame.
They done tried it.
They tried it.
Howard people bougie because my campus would have fucked them up.
And I feel like, you know, hey, I couldn't fault them if they wanted to. Shit. Because them people mad bold. They like they super bold.
So disrespectful.
They telling Howard student body, well, if y'all don't like it, y'all move the campus. Word. Oh, okay.
Shit, I wanted to damn fight. You know what?
Right.
I wanted to fight their asses for Howard.
I didn't even go to HBCU.
Shit, that pissed me off.
But you know what I'm saying? Right. It's just the mere disrespect. Like,
and then, I ain't gonna, I'm gonna keep it between me and the podcast listeners. I don't really fuck with dogs like that. And I already would have just been pissed because like where I work at, like everybody got dogs and dog shit be every fucking where. So I can imagine that fucking yard. It's probably disgusting. Because white people they barely pick off of their fucking dogs.
And that's a private campus.
They don't people pay all that fucking money for that shit.
Like what the fuck is really going on?
They tried
and for them to the dude that we saw on TV to have the unmitigated gall.
His bitch ass.
To be like, well, move the campus. Like, first off, how long has Howard University been there? For 100 years or so? Oh, okay. No, we not going nowhere, nigga. Shit. You can go.
We didn't find his Facebook and shit.
Right.
We stitch. But yeah. You blessing your heart to anybody?
You know what? I was actually gonna bless the hearts of Broward County Sheriff's Department. And it's all stemming from an incident that took place about 2 weeks ago at a high school there in Florida, where a 15-year-old young man, Luca, he was assaulted, and then he actually had charges placed on him.
Damn. That's
right.
Some trifling shit.
So we saw this video, 15-year-old dude, 15-year-old young man, being maced and then being manhandled to the ground and being hit in the head several times. This young man just...
I can't be a parent these days, Lord.
Like, something's got to change. Like,
I feel like, I know the FBI may be listening, so I can't be talking how I feel, but I'm just saying, like, y'all, they got open gun laws. Like,
we tried. We are tried.
Right, over and over.
I'm on some Malcolm X shit
they keep
right about
fucking
now.
with us over and over. And I be thinking about Malcolm X too. Shit, I got 2 of his books.
Shit.
They keep trying us, and it's open. Now you can carry guns in school and shit.
But you can't do that here in New York.
I mean, you can't do that shit in New York.
No,
the same
you can't.
shit be happening in New York.
I wanted to bring my gun up here.
The same shit, like the 15-year-old getting fucked up. I mean, I black people up here get killed too, just like the fucking South. The black guy that was walking down the stairs of his project building, it was like a couple years ago, minding his own business, and the cop that got scared and shot and killed him.
Right, him.
And he got off.
Or even
he didn't even go to jail for that
or
shit.
even what's that man that was out of is it Staten Island?
Yeah, they got choked.
Yeah,
Eric Garner.
Yes.
And then where I used to live, it was a man that the whole neighborhood knew, and he was walking down the street, and one of these fucking colonizers called the police. They assumed that he was carrying a weapon. This man had no weapon. The cop shot this man. He had no weapon. Nobody went to jail. Like, stuff like this, like, has been happening so much. I say people gotta protect themselves. If those are my kids. That's all I gotta say. People gotta protect themselves, man.
Right.
It's sad. Like, nothing is changing. Ain't no laws being
passed.
passed.
Things have changed, but they've stayed the same
racist.
so
People still
much.
racist.
All right, so on that note, that's going to take us to our thought of the day. And so today's thought, I'm going to keep it real short and sweet, but just something to leave y'all with. Everything that we need is inside of us. And, you know, it's a pretty, you know, easy statement. And what it's just saying is that everything that we need to get wherever we're trying to go, we got inside of us already. So it's really just about tapping into that and unlocking that and just figuring out like how to get to our path, how to get to our purpose. But it's all inside of us. If we can think it, if we can conceive it, then we can achieve it.
Right.
That was my elementary motto.
You remember your elementary shit? I don't remember nothing in elementary.
I did. Yeah.
Okay. That's what's up.
If we could think it, we could achieve it, then we can conceive it or something like that. Right. But yes, so everything we need is inside of us. So, you know, just remember that as we going through our trials and tribulations. We already built for it. So.
All right.
And on that note, that's a wrap for us. Thank you for tuning in to the latest episode of Grits in the City podcast. Check us out next week for an all brand new episode, as we'll definitely be keeping this spicy. And if you haven't done so already, subscribe to the pod on iTunes, Spotify, SoundCloud. You can even check us out on YouTube and other streaming platforms. And be sure to visit us at www.gritsandthecitypodcast.com. Join our mailing list on Facebook.com. And hey, don't forget to tell your friends and family. All right,
peace, y'all.